Welcome to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into the 90-day fiance. Okay, we are now at season 11. I think we've been covering this since damn near season 8, 9 now. Might have been 7. Jesus, on the main line. We a little. All I can say is we're back in my Destiny Dusty Payton voice. Okay. So yeah, y'all, this is I love you and you, okay? Because you know they got it 90 day gotta, do some strange stuff. That's what they all about. That's what they all about. So yeah, y'all, we're really excited to get into it. If you have not already, please make sure that you've hit that like button
and that subscribe button.
And y'all, we're gonna jump right into it because we got a lot to get into. So let's get into it and let's get shady. All right, y'all. So, all right, y'all. So we are starting off this episode. We land in Torrington, Wyoming, and we meet Jessica. Okay. Now, I ain't got Jessica's. I think she's 37 or something like that. I believe.
I mean, her age, because I don't remember hearing it.
I felt like somewhere later on she says, maybe I'm wrong. I thought, because I feel like there's an age difference between them, and I might be wrong. That might have been a different couple, so forgive me, y'all. But anyway, so we meet Jessica. She's from Torrington, Wyoming, where they have the most poop in the USA. Okay. There she has 3 sons, Dawson, who's 7, Dayton, who's 9, and David, who is 5 months. I said, well, talk about being a boy mom. And she enjoys every moment of it, even though they're a bit rambunctious is the word that I use at times. So we learned that Jessica is
rambunctious. My ass, they was playing in poop.
Look, I said rambunctious.
I said now this is why the Lord ain't make me a boy mom.
Right. You know what's so funny? I literally said that to myself. I said, when Nels watches this, she's gonna be so thankful she's a girl mom.
I said, this is why he didn't make me a boy mom. I would have lost.
Because for me, did I think it was nasty? Absolutely. But I was just like, oh, I'm having fun. Like, because I'm a boy. Like,
he jumped into the poo like it was a puddle of water and then picked it up and threw it at his brother. I'd have lost it. They'd have been on somebody's doorstep.
If I can tell you how many puddles and
that's water. That's water.
And mud and all.
I'm even okay with that. You're playing in animal feces.
I understand. Absolutely. I'm just telling you, and you gotta understand that where they from, that's regular. But I'm just telling you, as a boy mom, you're just I look, I've told you some stories where you're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. So we learned that Jessica is engaged to her fiance Juan. He's from Colombia. I don't know about this picture, but Juan is not bad on the eyes. Can I tell you that? So well, you know what? Maybe it's because of his eyes that I said he's not bad on the eyes, because
he has nice eyes.
That's always a check in my book. So she met him when she booked a cruise with her married friends while she was still married. And apparently by the time the cruise was supposed to happen, a year later they were divorced or not together no more. But she said she was gonna go on a cruise anyway. And I said, you better, girl. And so she met Juan because apparently he was bartending and giving her all her good drinks. And apparently she didn't get the memo that you're not supposed to bring souvenirs home. Well, not those type of souvenirs, okay? But she said that they kept in touch, and then the vid hit, okay, would stop cruises, and but this gave them more time to talk. And so once Colombia opened its borders, she went to visit Juan. She said Juan proposed on her 5th trip to Colombia. So it gives me the vibe that she was running her ass over there a lot. So I don't know what Juan did. He put it down, made her fall in love. Okay. And she came home for a few weeks later and found out she was pregnant with David, her youngest son. Okay.
You know,
And
girl, look, when it first started, and she was like, "I got a 5-month-old." I was like, "I know damn well this lady ain't get pregnant by this man." Yes, she did. Yes, the hell she did.
again, came home with a permanent souvenir, you know. So Juan is finally coming to America to be with his new family. She calls Juan to see if he's ready for his journey, and he's out having a few beers. She's concerned about, you know, how Juan's gonna adjust to basically being a full-time parent because, again, the word I'm gonna use is her house is a little rambunctious. Okay.
It's messy as hell. And this man said, "Yeah, I'm gonna come home." He said, "I'm gonna come babysit."
And she was like, "You can't babysit your kid." Um, tell a lot.
He ain't
Right.
said nothing after that. He said, "Yes,
Jessica shows us
yeah."
a typical day in her household. She said that she's a mental health counselor. She sacrificed a lot because of his job being on the cruise ship. And so she's hopeful that when he gets over there that he's willing to do the same. Now she goes shopping for Juan with her coworkers. I didn't get the girls' names. I did not. So forgive me. But she was hopeful that I'm pretty sure we're going to find out because they coming back because they got questions for Juan. Okay. So she was hopeful that Juan would get there, you know, in the summer so he could adjust to the cold weather. But apparently he's arriving in December. Her friends question how she thinks he's going to handle his new life. Jessica admits she's concerned about Juan not being able to make money. He may decide to basically jump back on a cruise. And so then she shares that 8 months after they were engaged, she received a message from a woman saying that she had also met Juan on a cruise. Okay. He's giving everybody a souvenir. And apparently they hooked up as well. Juan denies all the allegations. Okay. All of them. Says this is not true and says, I would never cheat on you. How could you believe such a thing? Okay. And so she says there is something her friends don't know, and she's worried what will happen if it does come out. And I said, well, you know your girl about to get in on him, but okay. So they expressed their concerns about his alleged infidelity. Jessica doesn't want to focus on that. Her homegirl really wants to have a conversation with Juan and wants answers to her questions. And then and she says she's going to get them. Okay. So then we see her pack the 3 kids up to go pick up Juan from the airport. Apparently, she has to stay in Denver, which is 3 hours away. And then they plan on returning the next day. And so Juan does seem anxious to see Jessica and the boys are very excited to see him. And you know, Jessica really wants the situation to work despite their ups and downs because obviously she has her children attached. And so I ain't even gonna hold you. Let me just say my birthday is next month before I say this. My birthday is next month.
We're in Pisces season now.
Oh yeah, we in Pisces season. But my birthday is next month. But the point I say that because I absolutely teared up during this airport scene.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Blame the Pisces in me. That's why I say that, y'all. Blame the Pisces in me because I absolutely teared up at this scene.
It don't take much.
And only because what it was for me when they were waiting, they sitting there like, where is he? Where is he? And when he finally came and he saw them with the sign, and the little boy said, I'm gonna go for it. And he ran to him and he it took me out. It took me out. I'm gonna cry again. It was so good. Nels clearly feels differently.
It didn't give me that.
So anyway, y'all, these are tears of laughter and actually reliving the scene. But anyway, so Juan is still in disbelief that he's finally there. He gets emotional about having to be away from his son. Is it just me? Did anybody else pick up on the fact? And I understand that he's not those boys' father, like, but I guess what bothered me, he continued to say, my son, my son, my son, my son. when he was talking about the family and being with them. And I understand those are not his kids. Before y'all jump in the comments, but if we're doing this blended family thing and I don't know, it didn't feel very inclusive, and I
Well,
don't know.
what did you think he should have said?
My sons or I
Well,
don't know.
listen, I mean, because you never know. I mean, you could be treading some unsafe waters when you do things like that. We don't know where their dad is.
True.
And I know,
my and granted, he's not from here. My bonus kids,
they're
like,
not yet, though.
Okay. I get what you're saying. It was just
But
something for me. The fact that he kept stressing, like, this is just my child, it made me feel, it kind of gave me pause.
I would feel some type of way if someone else was calling my daughter their daughter.
Okay.
And if you're calling her your bonus child and you're not her bonus mom yet. So I'm not saying that it was a respect thing. Okay. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what his reasoning is.
Look at Dale's out here being an advocate for once.
Yeah. What you're not about to, I'm be like, she got one mom. Just one. Okay. And I would set you straight. Listen. So I don't know. I don't know what his reasoning is. I'm going to assume because she didn't say anything.
But did you also notice that?
No, I did notice. I did notice, and but I didn't think too much of it because, like I said, I know how I would react if I hear somebody else calling my child their child, and I'm not on the show. So then, yeah, it really makes it look like
you're not
Yeah, like I'm not.
I get what you're saying. Like you're not present. I get it.
Exactly. So
then Juan basically just wants to know that if he's gonna, if they're gonna have their own room because he wants some sexy time. And and of course she's like, no, because these kids are not old enough to be in it. What did you do? What you thought production was gonna babysit? Get out of here. So clearly this worries her even more because he's about to be a full-time daddy and as he said, he understands he's about to be a stepfather and he wants to be a good one. But he understands he's about to be under a lot of pressure. And like she said, get it in the bathroom like we did on the cruise. Okay. You got to find all them kids you got in that house. You got to find creative ways.
I'm going to say out of everyone so far that we've seen on the show, Sarper included, he seems to be by far the most immature.
Who won?
Yes.
Oh, you think so?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is that from what we saw or the preview?
I didn't see the preview. It was just what I saw in this episode.
Oh, I'm talking about for next, like the upcoming season, like, because I'm trying to figure out where this comes from. I mean, the fact he said he was going to babysit his kids.
Yeah, he gives little kid. He gives, I'm not prepared. He gives, I'm getting myself into some stuff I'm not ready for.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Everybody else seems like they've thought things through. They know what they're doing. Even what's the dude's name? What is his name? Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
Even Maddie, I think there was a 10-year age gap with him and Stevi, and he still seems more mature than Juan. Juan just gives me, like kid. He wants to party all the time. Party all the time.
Okay, so your prediction for this couple is they won't make it down the aisle is what you're saying?
I mean, if she wants to be a mom, yeah. To him too.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, if she wants to be, she's already a mom. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's what their relationship gives me. That she.
Well, I will say this: if you guys watched our last family or fiance recap, if you didn't, please go do so. But one thing I will bring back from that episode, for those that don't watch the show, there was a therapist on there, and she said you don't marry someone unless you're okay with things being the way they are right now. Mm-hmm. And
you're okay with things not changing.
And for me, she's okay with the way things are right now. So I actually think they will make it.
She also hasn't lived with him.
I don't know.
and he hasn't been there with the two
No, I
kids.
get what you're saying. We're just, again, we're predicting.
I don't think so. I don't think she's gonna
You
be
don't
okay.
think so? I think that she likes him so much. She's so, I don't want to call her desperate because I don't think that's what that, but there's clearly been signs or red flags. And in my opinion, I'm sure he love bombed her and made her feel like, and then you end up pregnant. And I understand there's a lot that goes with it, but I also think that, like she said, they've been through ups and downs, which I'm sure there's things that we have not
At the
learned
end of
about
the
yet.
day, though, she's a mom, and she hasn't been in that space with him in that space as well. So yeah,
Okay.
it's cool and it's fun when you can leave your kids at home, go on vacation, go on cruises, go be with your man, and y'all have y'all private time. Now he's coming over to where you live. You ain't got nothing to do in your small little town. Okay. It smells like poop everywhere. Okay. And all you got is these two kids in the house that like playing with poop. And you're taking in a big ass kid. I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think I don't think
Okay. And granted, if she didn't, I'm here for it. But it ain't like we don't cover love after lockup, love during lockup, and all these other shows where we clearly see some moms ain't got sense. They just want a man. That's all I. And unfortunately,
she
right
just
now, just off of episode 1, that's kind of what she's giving. But that's just
she's
my
getting
thought.
she wants another boy and she got it. She's a boy mom for sure.
Right. All right. Let's get into this.
Matt and Amani.
Oh, don't forget Amy.
Ani.
Ami.
Ani.
Stop it.
Ani. Her name is I think it's
No,
Annie.
and when I looked at it and I looked up the names, her name is spelled damn Amy. When in Entertainment Tonight on Reddit, her name is spelled damn Amy. Just like Amani, or whatever they trying to say.
She was saying Ani.
That's, I'm telling you, if you go look it up, that should say Amy. And Amani is Amani.
Amani. Yeah, she said Amani.
No, the way they tried to say it.
Amani.
Amani.
Yeah, yeah.
Girl, bye. It's Amani.
She's Tunisian, okay? They say it different, okay? Well, anyways, they have
embrace your black, Amani. Girl, you Tunisian.
They have 2 daughters, Lila and Sarah. Apparently, they fell in love in college. She said she's a boss babe, though. She grew up in Tunisia. And there, as a woman, you can only be a teacher or a stay-at-home wife. And she said she was too ambitious for that. So at 18, she left her country. And now she's in the tech industry and she makes them ends. Okay. She said they are the typical family, besides the fact that they have a girlfriend named Amy, who lives in Mexico. She said they're in a throuple. And, it's not just sexual, it's a long-term commitment. She said having a long-distance relationship is difficult, so they try to keep it spicy by doing things like having sexy FaceTime. We didn't need to see that, though.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm sorry. I was looking up who else, because I know somebody else has been from Tunisia, and I couldn't figure out who it was. Is Zayed the one that's with Rebecca, the older lady with the tattoos? And then Muhammad, the one that from way back in the day with the girl lady with the glasses, and he was playing her. It was like 90 Day first season, and the girl was up there, and we'll go into it later because I don't want to say what I want to say. And Hamza was also from Tunisia.
So they said that they've been dating this girl for a year. They met her in Mexico. Then they took her back to the hotel to get to know her a little further. They want to bring her to the U.S. and live with them, but the problem is they're legally married. So the only option they have is to legally get divorced, get this girl a K-1 visa, and then bring her to the U.S. So they're planning to go to Mexico, spend some time with her daughter, Antonella, and her 2 other kids who they haven't met yet, and get to know her and her family in real life. Now, Amani rented out a boat, okay, for her husband and a couple of her friends. Apparently her friend Kelly was there when she met Amy and said, all she saw was them leaving the strip club, at 3:00 in the morning with her. So her friends,
why can't we just be, I mean, I'm not shaming anybody's lifestyle. Like I said, we don't kink shame over here, okay? But I don't understand why we can't just be swingers. Like, why do we need to go be marrying people and trying to be
love, girl? They fell in
and
love.
trying to be sister wives? You can still be swingers. Like,
you know what? I hate to say this, but Amani gives me the vibe every time I see her on screen next to her husband. She gives me the vibe that she really don't want her husband for real.
she want her.
She wants her, and I don't know if she just don't want to leave because they've been together for so long and they got, and so much invested. They have kids. Who knows? Well, it could be her family. Who knows? But she gives me the vibe that this is the way that she can have her cake and eat it too. But she really don't want her husband, and he's just going along.
I don't know. We get the same vibe.
Yeah, I think he's just going along with whatever will make her happy.
Right.
Now her friends are actually shocked that they took it this far with this girl. Okay. They didn't think it was gonna last this long. So they let her know that, they're going to her country to see how she lives there because they plan to bring her to the US and, let them know that the only way that they can do that is for them to get divorced. And Kelly is really not feeling it. She basically said, girl, you don't even know that girl. Okay. And she justified it by saying, well, I was with Matt together. I was together with Matt 3 months before we got married. And look, we're still here, but you don't want to be. Then Kelly's husband says, that they've had another woman in their relationship before, and he got jealous. He said,
now, granted, I'm not judging nobody.
What?
But I feel like in my opinion, for any of our Shade Squad that might be polyamorous and poly relationships, please, by all means, you can jump in the comments and let us know what you think, right? However, based off of the shows that I've seen of things like this, I feel like I remember when I'm old school Sister Wives, y'all. I remember when watching Sister Wives, and the wives always said, when you're having too many problems in your relationship, that means it's time to get a new wife. I've watched whatever the other TLC show they got about finding sister wives or finding or something like that. Seeking sister wives. Mm-hmm. Very similar. Somebody's not happy in their relationship or they want to spice it up. They go find it. So to your point, I absolutely think she's not happy. And it was funny when she said, well, I'm sure you're going to get into that with the divorce portion, but
I did.
But I'm noticing it's a common theme when you're not happy or not fulfilled. So why are we just ending the relationship versus bringing in another person into this mess?
They want to try all options.
Let's try therapy first.
Well,
I'm just saying.
So, basically he let them know that he was getting jealous because his wife and the woman would, have their own private time. And, he used to get jealous of that. And it made him feel like they started to grow apart. And Amani she's just hoping that she's not wrong and she wants to be able to prove them wrong. Good luck.
First of all, they applied for the wrong show. I guess Seeking Sister Wives wasn't filming at this time, so they decided to cast them on this show. That's my first thought about this couple. Second of all, I don't think she'll end up over here. Like I said, if you're just swingers, ain't nobody being disrespectful to your choices. Just do that. Just do that. But when you start trying to integrate your kids and do stuff like that, and it don't. And then we saw in the preview.
He does.
I know. And then we also saw in the previews, we see that apparently she's still out in wherever she at, still courting and doing her thing. They don't even know she's in a relationship. And this one is all upset and frazzled about it. And it's just too much. It's just too much.
It's too much.
My prediction is this is not going to work out. They're going to go on this trip. They're going to take this vacation. They're going to have some scandalous moments because they're clearly trying to play this out on TV. But I don't think that they'll end up together or like them taking it seriously unless they're going to move on to Seeking Sister Wife. Because I'm sorry, and this is no shade. I'm open. I love TLC for introducing us to different lifestyles. I just don't think 90 Day Fiancé is the platform for it.
I agree. I don't think it's gonna work.
All right, so let's get into, unfortunately, why. I mean, I can't be mad because I knew they was coming back, but did we have to really get them episode 1 and then go through their whole storyline?
I was about to say, at least you don't need to introduce them. We know who they are. You can just get to their story.
Right. So Sarper's going for his K1 visa interview at the U.S. Embassy. Shekinah is stressing to him the importance of him making sure that he nails this interview, right? So they go through their history, which we know. They met on a dating app while she was in Turkey. She talks about the stresses of traveling to and from Turkey, and basically says because of her daughter, she can't move. So Sarper has to come to the U.S., but obviously Sarper doesn't want to go because he's from Turkey and his parents live there and they're older. So she kind of says if Sarper doesn't get approved, then she's not really sure where the relationship will go. And then it says in my notes, even though we know he's here already. This is why I also felt like this was a waste of our time. Okay. So then Shekinah is pacing through the streets. Like this is why I was hoping to see them later on in the season. Because at this point, just based off the fact that you showed us the reunion, you should have just had them starting off in America.
Yeah.
But I get it. We're gonna drag them out because apparently somebody like them. So we see her pacing through the streets of Turkey, waiting for Sarper to finish his interview. She's concerned because Sarper has been trying to get her to stay in Turkey this whole time. She let him know that, like I said, they ain't gonna be together. This K1 visa don't come together. Okay. So she tells production she wishes Sarper would have told his parents, basically so they can about the interview, so they can start to wrap their minds around the fact that he's possibly moving. Sarper's hesitant to leave, like I said, because his parents are older. And then Shekinah knows even if he is approved, he still may not decide to go to the US. And so, she's hopeful she's going to get good news. And as she's sitting there waiting for him patiently, he shows up looking all sad. And that's when they, end the show.
I was like, so I guess
and that's another reason that's stupid. Because we know he's here. Now, maybe he gets denied this time, and maybe that's why they're showing this, because that's their storyline.
I thought he was playing with her.
I think so, too. I think he's playing with her.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to be like, ha, I got it. Just make her think that he didn't.
But I don't know. Maybe it's a part of the storyline. Maybe he'll get denied, and they have to apply again, and then he'll get here. But I feel like we could have saved this, and we could have met one of our new couples. Like, because y'all see it's 7 couples and we only met 5 this time. So I feel like we could have introduced somebody else and kind of pushed them to the back because we already know. Okay. I'm tired of seeing on my screen. And I ain't even got no prediction because we already know what's going to happen. All right.
So we meet Stevi
and Madhi.
Yes. She is 37 from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and
was it Mississippi? I thought it was Missouri, whatever. But go ahead, girl.
Oh, is it?
No, I know she's from the country, like the deep side. Like, so it's either Mississippi and Matt. Look, I don't even know where Missouri is. Like, isn't that shit? That's Midwest. What am I talking about? Okay, she from one of them.
From one of them. So she said that she loves painting abstract art. But as of recently, she likes doing nudes. She said it's her passion, but it don't pay the bills. So she's an online English teacher. And that's how she met her fiance, Madhi, who is 27 from Tehran, Iran. She said it wasn't even his.
Madhi kind of cute too.
He's cute. Now, he's cute. He's not like Juan. He's actually cute.
Don't do that. Don't do that to Juan. Don't do that to his pretty eyes.
Yeah, she said it wasn't even his hot looks that grabbed her attention. It was the fact that he came overly prepared to class. He would show up with a list of questions to ask her. And he was also one of the kids that had like the worst internet connections. She decided she wanted to give him a nude sketch of himself. And he's the only guy she's ever sketched. And she really doesn't know how it's going to, go over with him since, in his country, they have to be covered up. But she said, he's not very shy according to his social media. He just sent this girl a link and he's showing his chesticles all over the place. Then when they were ready to meet each other, basically it wouldn't be safe. It would have been safe for her to travel there to Iran. So the only place he was able to travel to was Turkey. So they decided to meet there. Then after
That
being
seems to be a common spot. I feel like what's the one, I can never remember her name, but I loved her. She was so unproblematic. And I can never remember her name. The girl that went over there, she moved. The dude was from Israel, I think, or
I
something
know
like
who you're
that.
talking about.
And
I always
she converted. She
no,
was,
I
that's
see
what
her
I said. She was so unproblematic. I think they like 2-3 kids in right now.
I see
Like
her on
she
TikTok all the time
really,
talking
I
about
loved her. I
she's
can't remember
always
her name.
advertising Arab perfumes.
Is she? I can't remember her name, but I love that
I know
girl.
who you're
If
talking
y'all
about.
remember who I'm talking about in the chat, the girl that was with, and
And I think he was a dentist or something, right? Wasn't
I
he a
think
dentist?
so, something like that. But they were so, and I see why they never continue with them, because they were so unproblematic. Like they really did love each other and just want to get married. It was so cute.
So then after being together in person for a week, he proposed to her. And after 1 year of waiting, his visa was finally approved. So he's supposed to be coming in a few weeks. But because his country doesn't get along with our country, she's worried that, pretty much anything can happen and stop him from getting his ass over here. So she said that her mom and sisters know about Maddie, but her dad doesn't. But, because he's from Iran, she assumes that her dad's going to automatically assume that he's a terrorist since he bleeds red, white, and blue. Okay.
That was a nice way to say what I think she was trying to say.
Did you see he
I think he could have been American and not been the color that he wanted, and he might have felt away. Now, granted, I ain't gonna put that label on nobody. That's my assumption. That's my opinion. And
it seemed like do you remember when he asked her, he said it's
is
a
it
boy?
A girl?
So, and she was like, okay, stop. Because I feel like he was about to go into something else too. Like I was just like, okay. But I mean, you can't help who your parents are, I guess. She said, she normally tells him everything. But his health hasn't been the best she found out a few months ago he was diagnosed with a lung disease. But I think he wasn't given too much longer to be here or something like that. So yeah, she's worried about, upsetting her daddy. So when she got to the house, she put her daddy to work. I was like, girl, I thought she was worried about his health.
Right.
But he said, you know what? He always do this for his daughter. His daddy was a mechanic, and he learned a few things.
Look,
so
she said, I got to use them where I got them.
Even if it take him out, huh? Then she said,
either way he going.
That's the worst. Sooner. So then she sat him down and told him about Maddie. And it seemed like everything was okay until she told him that he was from Iran.
Right.
First thing out this man's mouth was, they hate Americans, right? Then he asked her, did you get it out your system yet? God. Little does he know this is not a little plaything. She said, absolutely not. I am engaged to this man. Okay. I'm going to marry this man. Then she let him know that he'll be there.
And he said, no, you're not.
Yeah. She said, listen, I know I waited till the last minute, but he'll be here tomorrow. Okay. And we have 90 days to get married. He said, yeah, you ain't doing that. She said, yeah, I am.
You know what? I will say this. He's cognizant enough. Again, I ain't putting no labels on nobody, but he's cognizant enough that he knew what not to say on camera. He was very careful of his words, but I'm pretty sure once the camera went down, he had some things to say to his daughter.
You can tell he was biting his tongue.
Yeah.
He thinks it's crazy that she's doing this because she just got out of a marriage, and then told her that she's going to have to wear a jihad, and she's going to be his property. She tries to assure him that I know who this man is, and that's not the case. Then she asked for his approval, and to walk her down the aisle. And he said, "Yo, you asking for too much. Y'all don't even know this man. Okay, we'll circle back to this. Okay." And she was like, "Yes, sir. You better." Cause daddy about to show his ass.
Woo. I'm gonna get off that because I don't want to say nothing else about what I think and what I see. So I'm gonna be quiet. All right, let's get into Mark and Mina because this couple here. All right, now Mark is 58, Mina is 35. All right, Mark lives in, don't get me trying to, New Ospey, New Hampshire, or something like that. Ossipee.
New Hampshire.
I Y'all, it's New. I literally put New Hampshire. I saw the city name. I wasn't gonna try for those that live in New Hampshire. No disrespect, I couldn't get it. So he has a beautiful home and land that includes an airport hangar and a runway. I said, you better. He flies privately owned jets for work. He said he met Mina, 35, in 2019, and he basically immediately fell for her. They dated for 2 years long distance before he eventually proposed to her. 6 months after they got engaged, they learned that they were pregnant. Their daughter Maria was born in Paris. And so he goes, we see him go to visit his older daughter in Florida. I did not get this poor girl's name. I apologize, but we're going to see her again too because she got something to say. So he knows most of the family is skeptical of Mina. His daughter is like asking how she's doing and basically said that her and her brother had traveled to go to the baby's Maria's baptism. Mm-hmm. And she felt like it was a little over the top for a baptism. And and Mina showed up hours late and really didn't seem too interested to get to know them. So basically Mark is worried because he wants his daughter and his future wife obviously to get along. He assumed everything was good because his daughter didn't say anything after that weekend. And so Mark then drops the bomb on his daughter that they're thinking about having another baby. Surprise, surprise. Right? And so his daughter tells production, that basically this news is very upsetting. And she's expressing how it'll change the family dynamic. She said that she accepted the first baby. Now, this is where I said, this way you getting too big for your britches. Right? Okay. Said I accepted the first baby, but I can't give her blessing for another. Well, guess what? It's not up to you. They don't need your blessing. But I feel you. I ain't gonna discount your feelings because I'm in therapy. I understand. I ain't gonna discount your feelings. But that's not up to you. That's up to you. You're grown and you got a grown ass parent. And all you can do is pray for him, hope the best. And if you don't want to embrace, I ain't gonna hold you. That's another thing that bothered me.
I do agree with the
I'm not gonna accept so many mixed siblings. Okay.
I do agree with the
baptism.
No.
Oh, what?
She told him to get a prenup.
Oh, yeah. So we see her talk to her dad about getting a prenup. He said that he's unsure because apparently we learned that our boy Mark likes to dip his marshmallows in hot chocolate. Okay. That's how I'm gonna say that. He has a type.
Listen, when he said
clearly after he left his first wife, he said, "This is what I want."
I think what was the last girl's name? Jade.
Yeah,
I said
Jade was beautiful. I said, "Mark."
Look, I said, "Well, Jade did all the work for you, honey. You ain't even got to put up a fight. Jade did it all. Now he don't even want to bring up prenup for you." I said, "Look." I'd have been like, "Thank you, Jade.
Thank you, Jade." Thank you. And so, basically, he's worried because Jade left him after he asked for a prenup last time, and apparently him and Jade was real cool. And so I think it's just, I feel like it's typical older man and you just want to be loved and you find a young girl that's willing to love on you and it is what it is, and I ain't mad at it. And I feel like based off the previews that I saw, I'm not. Now granted, that daughter, like I said, you getting a little too big for your britches. However, I don't want to discount that still is his child. She's still entitled to her feelings.
Well,
and I'm not here for Mina disrespecting that.
It's not his child, it's his daughter.
Well, his daughter. Right.
He's definitely not a child anymore.
So it'll be interesting because the daughter says she definitely plans on having some conversations with Mina when she gets to the US. And let's hope she's not disrespectful because Mina gives me the vibes. She don't give up. Okay. All right, y'all. So let us know what you thought about all our 5 new couples that we met this new season of 90 Day Fiancé. Also, before I close this out, let's get into, as you guys know, if you don't catch the Sip and Shade, I'm going to throw this in here. 90 Day news. As we know, Jasmine has announced that she was pregnant. Jasmine Pineda, Gino's ex. We absolutely knew this by now, but it's been confirmed she's pregnant and she's in a polyamorous relationship.
And this dude is cute.
Man, this dude is cute. So whatever works for her.
And he don't wear hats all day.
Confetti to Jasmine and congratulations to her, her baby, and whoever her sister wives may be. Okay. So yeah, we thank you guys for tuning in for another recap. If you have not already, please make sure that you've hit that like button for us.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the Blue Sky, TikTok, IG, and Facebook. Yeah, y'all, we will catch you next week for maybe we'll meet the next two couples, or maybe once half the season's over, they'll give them to us. You never know with TLC, but yeah, give us your predictions and what y'all think is going to go down on this new season of 90 Day Fiancé. And yeah, be safe. Have a great weekend.